Well, for more on what's next after Iowa, I'm joined live via Skype from Iowa by viewers Ken Farabaugh. Kane, first, what is really the significance of these results from yesterday for the voters specifically?
Well, as Jim mentioned in that report, there was record turnout here. So obviously there was this energization of the voters that are here in Iowa. Bernie Sanders was very popular among younger voters, those on college campuses. They turned out in large numbers. And also, too, something we heard from a lot of the Republican voters was they didn't make up their minds until the very end. And a lot of them may have been supporting other candidates. And Marco Rubio, who placed in third, was their second choice. And so as they started to watch poll numbers, as they started to hear what the candidates had to say, a lot of those people that were supporting other candidates gravitated towards Marco Rubio.
And that is really significant. What does it tell about what we could see in the coming days in terms of how some of those who look like they're lagging behind could perform?
Well, in the 1980s, former President George H.W. Bush called this phenomenon the Big Mo, which is momentum. That momentum is now going to carry these candidates forward to New Hampshire. And I would say that the momentum is squarely on Marco Rubio's side. He has now emerged as the preferred choice of the Republican establishment. And he is now going to take that message into New Hampshire, where he's increasing the amount of advertising he's going to be spending in New Hampshire. He's also focusing on South Carolina. So I think now both Trump and Cruz are paying attention. Marco Rubio, who has now emerged as really the alternative choice for those Republican voters who don't want to support the anti-establishment candidates like Trump and Cruz.
Very quickly, was there any surprise in the very, very slim win of Hillary Clinton there?
Well, if you're talking to Bernie Sanders supporters in Iowa, they're not surprised at all. In fact, I think there might be a little bit of disappointment that he didn't beat her here in this state. But yes, I mean, polling indicated that Clinton had a slight advantage over Sanders in the lead up to the caucuses. However, as the election returns were coming in on caucus night, it was the slimmest of leads that she maintained. And even though it's really kind of a virtual tie, Clinton has just the slightest edge here. She will get more delegates from this contest as they now move into New Hampshire. But, moving into New Hampshire, this is all just good news for Bernie Sanders because New Hampshire is the neighboring state to Vermont, his home state. He's expected to do well there.
Now, very quickly, for the benefit of our viewers, what is the difference between Iowa and what we're going to witness in New Hampshire?
New Hampshire is a primary, meaning that it's kind of like as you would participate in a general election. You go to a ballot box individually and you mark your preferred candidate on that ballot, and then you submit that ballot, and then it's tallied. Here in Iowa, the caucus is kind of like a voter party. Everybody shows up. You've got 2 hours to vote or to turn in your ballot or to basically gather into groups for your preferred candidate, and then they tally numbers based upon the people present. So the result is the same. You're basically casting your vote or your decision for the candidate. In New Hampshire, though, it's all sort of marked down by ballot, and it's more similar to an election as we would come to know it.
Ken, thank you very much for your insights there.
Thank you.
Viewers, Ken Farabaugh reporting live via Skype from Iowa.